Can Mirror Blade clear the new boss, Abydos? Let's find out if an average insight roll can carry you with this overpowered class. I want to make it look weak. I did a no script, raw review audio. So, let me know if you like the scripted commentary, the storytelling, or the raw reaction in the comments. I'm always looking for more feedback to improve my content and provide a better value add for your time. So, with the preamble out of the way, we are now in hell mode for this final trek of the run. Just to refresh, or if you haven't seen the normal or nightmare run, go check those out. But the challenge is players 1 only, two-handed weapons only, melee skills only, lowest level possible, no farming unless we hit a wall that we can't clear with strategy. So, let's get into the challenge. Hell it is. We have the same gear from the last one, so let's see how this goes. It's not too bad, you know. I mean, these are the first ones, but they don't gain, like, the scaling at this level in hell doesn't go as far, so we should be fine. Now here I'm considering, do I get more into Purge or do I get more into Cleave? I think the attack speed is the best way to go, because one of the biggest problems we had with Cleave in the normal run was the fact that the attack speed is so slow, and without any hit recovery, you just get knocked out of your animations. But we took down Corpse Fire pretty easily. Hit and run is going to be like a pretty big part of this, but for some reason, I don't know why, but the AI seemed a little off. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's finally I'm not getting ridiculous luck. And then it's like, I'm like, oh god, run! I hate cold, why? That was the first death. And then we come on to Treebeard here, and we're like, oh no! Run away! Yeah, this was not fun. Like, any kind of big groups, yeah, they don't go well. Any archers don't go well. So we tried to do the Countess, and we're like, okay, let's just go get Kane. Screw this. Again. And I'm like, if there's no way to upgrade, then we need to play a little bit more carefully. And I have this kind of back and forth where I'm like, okay, I'm going to play carefully. And then I just don't play carefully. Or everything's going really, really smoothly. I walk around a corner, and there's like 20 mobs there. And I'm like, okay, well, I was doing good. Do a couple of runs. I'm looking for a co-rune, and I'm like, it is what it is. Continuously getting trapped. That's that's the whole point of this run. We never upgraded any of the gear, so a lot of the things will be us just leaving the game, coming back in, and resetting the monsters in the area. So that was a lot of fun, but you know, again, the whole point of this challenge is to see if we can make the Warlock seem as weak as possible, right? And I'd say this is doing a pretty fair job of that. But now we go on to Andariel, and it's like, we have this big problem, I always find this in hell, that the monsters are a lot more scary than the actual, like, boss. You know, the act boss, or like, you know, Izual, or Radamant, or anything like that. But here we go, on to Act 2. Buy ourselves some new gloves? Nope. Yeah, that's epitome of the run. Same with new rings. We got it? Come on, anything? I mean, that's not bad. Honestly, thinking back, I probably should have kept it for the energy. Like, we had a lot of mana issues because Mirrored Blade requires a lot of mana. So now we have full Hex, full... And we go for Lethargy. Full Mirror Blade. I'm like, is it worth it? And then I realize it's not just like a Decreptify in the lowering of the attack speed. It also increases damage. So this is our biggest damage gain throughout the run. Other than the deaths that we have. But onwards and upwards to Radamant. And again, it's like, it's pretty simple. We just walk in, take them out. No problem. The biggest problem has been Rangers, any kind of cold damage, or mana drain. Something that just And then here's going to be another big one, is our lightning resistance is only like 54%. So with our low life pool and everything, we just get completely slaughtered by these. And I love this. There were so many monsters, there was no space for the portal. And that actually saved me, because I was worried I was going to have to exit the game and come back after I was halfway through the thing. But that eventually wound up being exactly what happened. But we came back in, we got the staff, and wound up being surrounded again. And that's why I'm not the biggest fan of the, like, teleport skill with this. It's just, it gets stuck on buildings and stuff like that. I had such a hard time like that. I'm like, ah! I'm just bad at this game, though. That's all that matters. I get really frustrated. You can tell when I'm spamming stuff. And I'm like, okay, let's go for some potions. Instantly die. Okay. We're down to level 2. We grab the Viper Amulet. Finally move on out of Act 2. This was so brutal. I'm like, maybe I should just go farm and level up? But I'm like, no. The only problem is I'm getting cocky, and I just keep moving too fast. And it's causing a lot of problems. But at the end of the day, all that matters is that I made it through. So we're just like, hey, fuck this, we'll start over again. Pick another route, right? And winds up being not too bad of a thing. Then I never noticed that codex sitting on the ground there. I was like, was that planted there? Or has that always been there as like kind of a sign? And then into Talrash's tomb. More problems of getting trapped in corners. Here I just like, yeah, let's just brute force our way through it. We need a new belt, because I keep running out of potions. And of course, the entire run, I still don't wind up. And I get so frustrated, I'm just throwing more potions down. I'm like, alright, cold is one of our biggest problems. We need to just learn to kite better. So throw in the staff into the orifice and head on to the beast Duriel. And again, act bosses, super easy. We're just strolling through it. Our biggest problem is not having patience, being super stubborn, and just trying to outpace the game as if we're a sorcerer teleporting through basically everything and just automatically getting out of it. It's a bad habit of mine. And then I find that unique siege bow, which for our next run, I'm thinking we're going to do a crossbow elemental Amazon. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. We got to finish the Jilbuma melee martial arts assassin. And again, over and over and over. So I decide, hey, let's buy a random weapon that I can just use the thing. And I'm so bad, I keep pressing the wrong key bindings for my skills. I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's just get in there, and I can't even click on the chest. This is so ridiculous. Finally get the eye. I'm like, all right, let's get out of here. I'm done with this. Peace. And then back through the spider forest. I am so glad that I grabbed that waypoint, or I probably would have quit this run, because I just kept trying to get through here. But the critical hit on the dolls, even and the sheer amount of them, even with my shield, I need to get better at the game. Like, then here come the souls, and I'm dead again. Dead again. And dead again. And this is where I'm starting to realize, okay, my gear is so important because of the resistances that if I die, I'm basically screwed. So, not learning my lesson, I continue to just try to brute force through it and say, hey, I think it'll be faster just to do this than kill everything. And the fact that I don't want to kill everything because I want to be at a low level, right? So, the decision making in my head at this point was the best way to do it, even if it takes more time, is look back on this as the learning point to not being stubborn. And then I forget to put up a portal, and we have to run all the way through here. And I'm surprised I made it. Like, I got so lucky all the way up until, come on, portal, put down it. I didn't put down another portal. I was so mad. That was, I just quit for the day at that point. I was like, okay, I'm out. Let's just come back at it at another point. And then here, I try to pick up the brain, and it doesn't work. Go back in, oh, no. This entire thing was like such a joke. This entire run was such a joke, but I think it proved its point that you can't just walk in and destroy the game as at least a melee Warlock. With the Firelock, at least until always Act 4 Nightmare. Yeah, I'm just running through here and just trying to pick everything up as I go. I'm like, all I need to do is pick up the items. I don't need to kill anything, don't need to worry about it. And I'm like, on small levels like this, it's like, it's easy to clear the floor and just pick things up. So I'm like, I've been losing so much XP from dying that I don't have a worry about leveling up. And then onwards and upwards to Travancore. But yeah, we get to the Fire Warlock in Act 4 Nightmare, and we just can't do any damage anymore. So we switched over to Abyss, and then I was like, well, this is a shitty skill. So that's when I decided to do the melee Warlock, because, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't having fun with, like, the mage style Warlock. But then this was like, I don't know, having the shield and everything, like the synergies. The only problem I will say is I noticed about halfway through this run that Mirror Blade has absolutely no synergies. And I was really disappointed in that. I was like, how does it not have a single synergy? That's really, really unfortunate, because I think it would be a better skill if it had synergies. And then here we go to Mephisto, just getting our ass handed to us, running out of potions as usual, which will be a big part for the rest of the run. Because you notice when we die that we're not losing any gold. Yeah, that's because I don't have any money. I am so broke at this point from dying, and I didn't want to just like put my money in an offhand stash and just like stack it up. I was like, I deserve to lose the money if I die, and then I just kill a couple things, get, you know, a couple pieces of plate, get my money back, mainly for potions, because I just use so many potions. And then in hell, we're like, okay, we gotta take it maybe a little bit slower. So let's just do a test run and see how good we are. And we caught souls. Pretty sure we immediately decided, yeah, no, this is too much. We're out of here. Screw this. And then we go on to Izual. Here I'm trying to use lethargy to slow them down, but I have no map awareness and I just trap myself in the corner. And then I'm trying to use my teleport skill to get out. I keep winding up in the worst spot. But then I realized my biggest problem that I've had, because we have no AoE, we're single target, because at this point Cleave has no skills in it, so we do like a quarter of the damage from Cleave. So having those grotesques or the maggots or anything that spawns any kind of minions, that's pretty much our undoing, because we can't kill them faster than they spawn. So we had to kind of like separate everything. And then I'm realizing that I need to be more careful with what I'm doing, especially when I'm not running through an area. If I'm running through an entire area, it's completely fine to just skip everything. But like for this instance, like I was running around finding Izual, and by the time I found Izual, I had to clear the entire freaking map anyways, because I had this huge train behind me. And then as I'm trying to kite him around, I'm picking up more and more dudes. But we finally take Izual down and head into actually not the hardest part of this run. The Sanctuary was not bad at all. We had a huge problem in Normal, we had a huge problem in Nightmare, but here I actually sat down, I said, okay, we know we're gonna have problems here. Let's just clear it out. It's not that hard, it's not that big of a deal. Move into the Sanctuary and destroy everything. And slowly but surely, they burn me down. so many things had mana burn, and we realized that that was one of our biggest weaknesses. Because the insight's great and everything, but because of the mana cost of... because of the mana cost of Mirror Blade, that's another problem. It's like 14 mana. So it's like, I regenerate, with the amount of mana I have, I think I regenerate like 9 mana per second, or per tick. And I'm using like 14, like twice a tick. So I run out of mana so fast. That's why actually later on I pick up a 40 mana charm, and then I realize that +5 energy ring with -3, like 3 less fire resistance would have been pretty good. And then over to Diablo. Again, lethargy, I realize at this point, because it affects bosses, the reason why the act bosses and everything have been so easy is because lethargy just slows them down like Decrepify. Like, look how slow Diablo is acting. It's kind of ridiculous. And I don't even think it's level 20 yet. When it hits level 20 and it reduces by like 60% speed or something like that, it's like they always say, you know, if you want to do the easiest hellbale of your life, go get a, oh, why am I blanking on the name of the unique?
He who blinds the mind.
True. The trident that slows. If you get that, it's like 75% slow. And then we get to the hardest part here. And I'm deciding, do I just save and exit? Yeah, let's just save and exit. I just... The Hellforge was literally the hardest part, because I just kept getting really bad monster spawns. I keep getting stuck in the corner. I keep dying and losing my body. Like, this was just... And then we finally make it to Hephaestus, and he's just so strong! I can't do anything against him. So, we wind up having to do this a couple of times. But yeah, if you get the slow, unique trident, and you use that on bosses, on your mercenary, that is an absolute destructo machine. Like, it makes it so the bosses don't use their special moves or anything like that. They basically get broken. And then look at this guy. He's taking about 1/4 of my health, just completely destroying me. I'm doing absolutely no damage to him. After about 5 tries, I'm like, you know what? Nope, grotesques, I'm over it, grotesques, I'm over it, grotesques, I'm over it. And then I get trapped in the corner, and I'm like, okay, I can do this, right? This is where I'm starting to realize I should have been using full rejuvenations and rejuvenation potions, but again, I'm just so stubborn, I never learned my lesson, and I'm just running through, getting stuck over and over with the Echo Blade, and I'm like, okay, let's do this. Finally get back to the forge, looking for Hephaestus to see what he has, if he has stone skin again, because I think stone skin is what's going to destroy me. And, okay, let's just pull everything away from the body. Ooh, ouch. And then we can run back around the other side, if we can ever get back in there, and then we can pick up the body. And then we'll be fine, right? No. Okay, at least we're further away, right? At least we can get out of here, right? At least I made a portal, right? Nope. Oh. And it's like, you can tell how frustrated I am at this point with, like, I'm just like, do I go back? Do I exit? Do I go back? I'm like, I don't even have mana potions anymore. Like, I just... Maybe at one point in time, I just need to take a step back, even after watching the footage and going back through it and being like, yo man, maybe this is a point in time I need to have like a come to Jesus moment with my playthroughs and be like, okay, we need to reevaluate after like let's say 5 deaths. If we get 5 deaths in an area, let's reevaluate how we're approaching it, because maybe we need to do some hardcore and just get to the point of realizing that maybe it's not the best thing, and then, oh my god, a Mal rune. And I'm looking through rune words, and I couldn't find any. I'm like, I have a Ko, I have a Mal, like, what can I do with this? And there's nothing out there. Because I was gonna farm for a pull, but I was like, it would just take way too long. I don't want to do any farming. Let's just see if we can use the insight to basically beat the game. And then we got quill rats, archers. I'm like, maulers? Can we do maulers and imps? Maulers and imps? All right, let's go kill Shank. He's not too bad. I'm like, we're gonna do another insight and see if we can get a better insight. That was the whole point. And then I went through the rest of the run and I completely forgot because I have 2 Polinards in my stash that I was gonna do the socket quest for and see if I could get a better meditate and a better damage roll. And then I just forgot and never used it. And I used the same equipment basically through the entire run because the amount of monsters that I was skipping, the amount of loot that we actually got. I don't think I ever found a rare ring or a rare amulet. So we're still using a magic ring and a magic amulet by the end of the run. I was trying to do Endario in Nightmare at the beginning, but I feel like the drops got nerfed so much. I had 211% magic find, and I got a single dirk. Just a dirk. A normal dirk, not even a magic dirk. Those dirks! I mean, I could have picked it up and it could have been the best dirk I've ever found. You never know. Put all that magic find into one dirk. But... And then because afterwards I went back and I got the resistance scrolls. So here I'm like, even with my somewhat maxed out resistances, I only have the 54% lightning resistance. So I think getting the scroll would be a good point to go in there. But we just never wind up getting anything good. All of these guys have mana burn on them. And I'm just sitting there like, why? Why do you have to have mana burn? And I'm like, okay, let's decreptify. Let's see if we can do some kiting. And then I'm like, we can just brute force it. 23 HP. Almost again. And then we get our resistance scroll. Alright, and now on to the final pieces of the puzzle. The Ancients. And here, we hit our own wall. Once again. Trying to brute force it. Hitting monsters with cold damage. Just straight up not being able to cross terrain. Because I'm like, how did I get through here? There's no way through here. I didn't break any of these walls. And I just can't run through. And then I'm like, right, I teleported over this thing. So I put up a portal and I just start running again. But we do wind up getting slightly lucky later on. Instead of getting the cold minions, we wind up getting lightning minions. But here, I didn't have any room in my inventory to pick up the Polinard, so I was like, fuck. I had to walk back around, drop the Gladius, and then pick up my weapon. Or I would have just walked out of there without realizing that I didn't have my insight on me. And we're just running through everything. I'm like, here we go, Ancient's Way. We're going. We're good, right? We can make it through, right? We can make it through. Oh, this was... You thought everything before this was annoying? Oh, this was so bad. And I'm like, I can't do this. Like, between the poison, the cold, and no run walk speed, lower resistances, like... This was just an absolute nightmare. And then not knowing which body is mine, I got really lucky there, though. I'm just like, okay, well, do we exit now and do all of this over again? Yes. And then we finally find the waypoint. And then the way up. I'm like, yes, the summit. Let's do this. Okay. First try. Let's go. Ancients are easy, right? Trying to separate them. I'm like, I know I can't fight all 3 of them at the same time, so let's just try and separate them. So we get Warlock, and again he has mana burn. So I'm like, okay, and I have no mana potions because I didn't assume there would be any problem with mana in here. But I literally can't even get any attacks off. So I'm like, okay, let's just kite him. So I spent like 10 minutes freaking kiting him, waiting for my mana to come back, just slowly going back and forth. I'm like, he can't kill me. It's all good. We got this. Just wear him down. Once we start hitting him, we actually start doing damage, but we just need to make sure that he doesn't hit us and we lose all of our mana. See, look, we're doing pretty good. I was even considering going back and making a black or something with Crushing Blow and getting Crushing Blow gloves. But I'm like, we're already here. We might as well just finish it, right? It's not that bad. Finally get Madoc down. It's like, do they all have mana burn? I'm like, do they spawn with, like, all three of them having the same mutual stats? I've never noticed that before. I think I just got really unlucky with it. And then I'm like, alright, let's just try and put Talik in a position of no... Whoa! No! Oh, are you shitting me after all that time? I was so mad. I was like, okay, I have no potions, no money, no nothing. I sell my entire bank, and I'm like, okay, well, we're near the end of the run. I'm going to keep dying, and I'm just going to lose all my money. So we put all of our money in a shared stash so we don't lose it. I was just being a bitch at this point, because I'm like, I just want this run to be over with. Let's just get all of this done. There was no need for anything. And I'm like, okay, let's go full potion dick on this bitch. Drop all of our potions. Start this up. Looking at the mods, mana burn. Nope, not doing mana burn. Or am I doing mana burn? Okay, I guess we are doing mana burn. Screw it, mana burn. Let's go to Talik first, because he got us last time. Let's take him down. He's no match for us, even though he's cursed. And I don't think I realized that there's curse. And then I'm trying to run back through. I've got Ice Bolts and Quill Rats and really fast Bloodlords. Like, this was such a joke. I was like, okay, well, you know, I've thrown all my potions down on the ground, but I don't think I'm making it back. Let's go! Come on, we can do it. Nope. Nope. Yeah, just save and exit. And we were like, okay, we're fighting our way through. So we made sure we had some good things. There was only a couple of Quill Rats, but this one group basically took the entire amount of time to clear out, versus the rest of it was super easy. And I'm like, alright, mana potions, health potions, drop everything on the ground, kill Talik first, make sure they don't have freaking mana burn as a mod. So we're checking mods. I'm pretty sure they have mana burn. Like, okay, let's separate them. Get these two guys. We still got Talik. Separate them again. And they keep getting stuck on the buildings. I'm like, alright, we got two of them. We'll take them down. No problem. And then we'll just do Talik last, right? He'll be fine. There'll be no problem. Just keep throwing up my shield every 3 hits. Make sure they can't do anything. Just stand here and everything's fine. Super easy. Just, yep. Pick up some mana potions. Maybe we have to go for some health potions. It just takes a bit of time. Are we good? Are we good? We got this? Ah, there we go. Alright, and now Talik. And keep him in the corner. But like, alright. He can't whirlwind into us. We just keep our shield up. And we're fucking golden. Woo! Let's go! Oh my god, I'm almost dead. Why did I walk back in? Why did I walk back in? I'm so dumb. This is where I'm like, do I take rejuvenation potions? No, I don't take rejuvenation potions, because that would almost be cheating, you know? Like, this is supposed to be the low end of the low end. And then I'm like, no, we're making sure they have no stupid mods on them. Mana burn. Mana burn. Like, are you kidding me? Mana burn. And then we separate them. This is gonna be the one. I know it. I just know this is gonna be the one. We got this. I believe. Alright, Madoc down. Alright, now get Talik into a spot. My sound for some reason freaked out here. I don't know why, but sometimes there's like these little pieces that mess up. But woo! We killed Talik! I think we can do this! Come on, Korlik! We got this! I got all these potions on the ground. There's no way I'm gonna die! I think we got this, guys. Can we finally, after like 5 attempts, finally defeat the Ancients? Yes, we are worthy! Woo! And onwards to the World Stone Keep! Where I'm like, maybe since we're at the end, let's just, yep, get some thawing potions, you know? Just fight our way through it. It's like 3 more zones. We got this. It's not that hard. Just be a little bit patient. Slowly work our way through, and then if anything goes wrong, we don't have to worry about it. We had this huge problem with like everything charging us, like the undead charging and knocking us back, and they do like critical hits, and then the Fang boys knocking us back, and then the cold damage and everything. It was a disaster. And I was like, at this point, I should have just run through because it was almost impossible to kill this guy. I'm like, no, running away, please don't kill me. Please, I'm too young to die. And then we come back around, and I'm like, what's hurting me? Then I realized that he has Holy Frost. And I'm like, between the Holy Frost, because it has the chilling, or like Holy Freeze, it has the chilling effect, which is different than the freezing effect. So technically, you can have frozen, chilled, and decrepify all at the same time, and have like negative, like 240 attack speed or something like that. Something ridiculous. And then I'm like, no, Moon Lords, motherfucker! And I was about to exit, and then I realized they weren't immune to physical, they were immune to fire. It was just the Death Lords or Moon Lords that were inside of the cavern were immune to physical. But they're still super fast, and they're still a super fucking challenge, and they still kill me 100 times. But slowly but surely, I fight my way through it. Like everything else, I run into a dead end, like every other run. And I'm like, okay, we kill the elite, we do our thing, we're good to go, and finally the Throne of Destruction is before us. One more step, the waves of Baal and the fight itself. And then the Harpies. They're so annoying because there's so many of them in so many packs. They can curse you, so you'll either have Decrepify or you'll have Amplify damage, and you'll just be kind of trying to take an out like this. And then my attack speed is so slow, they can run out of range before I even get the attack down. Then we kill these ancient Haradrim, mummified in their own flesh. And now, I pull these guys back, but for some reason, I've never had this happen before, but the Unravelers decide to walk up. So now I pull all the skeleton boys out, and then all the Unravelers walk up, and now they revive all the Skele boys that I pulled out. And then I'm like, okay, let's just brute force through it, you know, we'll be fine. And I decide, no, we're just gonna kill the skeletons. We pull back the skeletons, come back, kill these unravelings, kill Akmel. Alright, on to the 3rd wave! Can we do it? What's Bartok gonna sit? How's he gonna sit with us? Very well? Yeah, we take him down pretty easily. He's got mana burn, but we do some running away. And then Ventar. This was a little bit annoying because the damage kept being split so much between all of the Demon Lords or Venom Lords. So I had them all down to like 10% HP, but I had to keep running away. I was hoping to just, you know, slowly thin out the pack. Kiting them almost all the way back to the entrance of the throne room. And then I think I finally have them down enough. Nope, run away, put up my shield again, throw down Lethargy, and then finally kill Ventar. Running out of potions, and I look at my inventory, I'm like, okay, now we need to restock our belt, which again, we're still missing, like, the extra 4 slots. So, that's kind of annoying, feeling really bad only having the 3 instead of 4 for each potion slot, but... And then here we get some really weird AI movement, where it's like, I'm like, is the AI fucking with me? I'm like, I want to fight one at a time, and as soon as I get one, they start running away. And then when they start to come back, all the other guys group down into them again. And I'm like, I just want to fight you one at a time. Please just follow me. See, he's gonna try and come after me. And then there's Lister. I'm like, okay, we've whittled them down enough. Let's take him out. I'm like, destroy the minion. One down. Dun, da, 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 da. Oh wait, where did these guys come from? Alright. Now the fun part. Look at this. I think up until he gets to about 90% HP, like he uses some abilities, but then he just stands there. Look, he hasn't used a single... Okay, he uses the mana one a little bit, but it's like he's just... I can't even get lethargy off. And I'm trying to get him out from behind this pillar, because I'm like, well, this is just going to be bad. It looks really bad. Trying to move him. I'm like, you want to at least be able to see Bale during the fight, right? Not this giant pillar in his face. Drain sometimes is like, fuck, just for the camera, you know, for the video, I want to rearrange everything. But I couldn't quite move him out of it. And then the little bitch can't do anything. It's just a kind of a long fight where I'm wishing if I had just gone back and gotten black, the bosses would have been so easy if I had Crushing Blow. He finally teleports out when he has like no health left. And we have completed the full run through of the melee lock.
Your destruction, my burden to bear.
It was a run, it was a challenge, it was, we were a higher level at the beginning, but we were a lower level at the end. We wound up being level 70. So overall, on an average, we were under 25 levels per difficulty. And here we go with our gear. 1200 to 2399 with the insight, the lore, Ancient's Pledge, Authority. I love that word, that rune word name. It's so good. Attack speed and lifesteal gloves with no resistances. That was the real part. The simple just fire res. Our shitty belt with cold and fire res. Our okay fire resist ring with 5 energy because we got rid of the cold resistance at the end and put that one on. Then just lightning and poison and cold resist on that. And then a little bit of charms. We had the 27 lightning. That was the best one. The 27 lightning. The mana helped a lot because that was like 25% more mana. A little bit of cold resistance, some life. That got us pretty good, you know. The cold damage was good too. Being able to chill and freeze enemies is always good. A little bit of life here and there. But that 15 life is a pretty good charm. And then we have level 16 lethargy, minus 50% attack speed and damage. And then everything else is Mirror Blade, Hex Purge, and Levitate Mastery, all maxed out. And that's it for the run. I hope you liked this small test of a new style. Let me know if you enjoyed it. What would you want to see in the next video? And do you have any challenges to propose? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thanks for defending Sanctuary from the hordes of hell, my fellow Nephilim. We will see you again on the plains of the burning hells.